Hi friends, welcome to Simple, Joyful, Mindful Living. My name is Jessica and I am coming to you with a sweet sleeping baby Patrick, and my 5-year-old son Elijah is playing in his room. So I have a few quick minutes to myself and I thought that I would take this opportunity to make a video about why I'm creating a food stockpile for my family. So we are a one-income family. I stay at home with the boys, we homeschool, so my husband goes out and works very hard, but we've just got one income coming in and we get by just fine. But I've been thinking about, what happens if something happened and he lost his job. Now, that's not likely. He's been at his job for 10 years and he's very good at it, and he is a disability support worker and it's a very physical job. And then I think, what if he hurt his back really bad, or if something happened and he needed to take an extended amount of time off work, or lost his job, for whatever reason, or we just came into financial hardship through some other something else happened that created financial hardship for us. So I guess I have just been thinking a little bit about, what would happen if something happened and we were suddenly without an income. And the thought of that, of course, is worrying when you have mouths to feed and children to dress and rent to pay. And so part of me thinks how great it would be to have food on hand, well stored or in the freezer, that could see us through that hard time. Now, some people store food, like a year's worth of food, and that's certainly not what I'm thinking about doing. But I do think about the peace that it would bring to my heart if we had a few months worth of food stored, just in case something happened and we were suddenly without an income. Like I said, the likeliness of that happening isn't super high, but it still is just very reassuring knowing that I can provide yummy, wholesome meals for my family if something happened, sort of no matter what our financial situation. So that's reason one, kind of a safety net in case something happened to our income. So my second reason is kind of along similar lines, is that what if there was some sort of emergency, like weather related, an environmental, something out of my control, and say we lost power or we lost water or we couldn't get to the shops for whatever reason. Knowing that we have water stored safely on hand and we have food stored, that's just also comforting to know. And I certainly don't live in a place of fear worrying about these things happening, but I just think anything extra that brings you some peace of mind and comfort and reassurance, if you're able to do it, is worth doing, particularly if you know it is going to help you provide for your family. And the third reason I've decided to create a food stockpile for my family is to save money. So my husband and I are passionate about living debt-free. I've spent many years, I was a single mom for a few years, and I spent those years getting out of debt. And I was so happy and so thrilled when I finally got out of debt, apart from my car, which I'm still paying off, that I never want to return to that. And my husband has never had a credit card or loan or any kind of debt like that. So he isn't interested in getting one. So we're very passionate about finishing off the car repayments, and living a debt-free life. And food stockpiling really saves you money. I suppose initially I was thinking, well, how is it saving you money if you're constantly buying lots of food to store? But then I was thinking the food that I am buying for my stockpile for the food storage room is food that I would have already been buying, but I'm buying it when it's on sale. So the food that we are eating is much cheaper than if I had gone out and bought it every week or every month or however long, it would take me to buy something. I've got a little boy pulling my hair. Hello. How are you? Oh. So I hope that my reasonings have been clear. It's very distracting talking with a sweet little baby in your arms, but basically it was to have kind of a safety net if something happened to our one income, to feel reassured that if something happened environmentally or whatever, that I couldn't get to the shops, or we were out of water or out of power, that we still had food and I could still provide yummy, wholesome meals for my family. And the third reason is to save money. And even though there's an initial outlay of money to buy the food for the storage room or for the food stockpile, the food that I'm buying is always on sale, normally like 50% off. So the food that we're eating is much cheaper. So aside from my normal weekly shopping haul this week, I just had a look in the catalogue and found things that we would normally buy that were on sale. So my son needed some toothpaste, and children's toothpaste just happened to be on sale, 50% off. So I got a few boxes of those because we will of course need those in the future. And then I got a couple of packets of these original pizzas. What are they called? Pizza shapes. They were, I think they were 2 for $5 or something, and they're normally, I can't remember the deal actually, but it was a good deal, and sometimes my husband likes to take a small amount of those to work. And then we just got some corn chips. I got a few bags. We like to have vegetarian nachos, and I've got a bag already for this week, so that's 3 bags that could do us for the rest of the month if we decided to have nachos once a week. And they were on a really good deal. They were 2 for $5. And you can get corn chips cheaper than that, but these are the ones that we like and that we normally buy. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be just stocking up on, whatever I can get cheapest. I want to be buying the brands of things that we enjoy. And then I got this big bag. It is a 5-kilo bag of basmati rice, and that was less than 50% off. So that was really good. And then this big bag of toilet paper, and it was $10, and there are 20 rolls. And keep in mind that we're just a family of 2 adults and 1 5-year-old that uses the toilet. Patrick doesn't use the toilet or toilet paper yet, and he doesn't eat. So our food stockpile room is going to look very different to a family of 10. But that is going to last us for ages. And I don't think that was on sale actually, but it just worked out cheaper to buy that big bag than the 4-pack that we normally buy. I have also bought a ton of cans recently, but they're kind of packed away in the back of a pantry, and that wasn't from this week. So I've just been stocking up on the normal cans that we buy. So that was it for this week to add to my little food stockpile, my storage room. And I'll just be adding a little bit each week until we've got a good supply, hopefully about a 3-month supply on hand. So that's it. I really just wanted to share my ideas in case it inspires anyone else, or if it's some encouragement that you needed to hear. I thought that I would share my journey because I really am just only starting out. I've always kept a pretty well-stocked pantry, but never bought intentionally for a food stockpile. So I thought that I would share deals that I find and hauls that I do, maybe not every week or anything, but just if I think it's helpful, and if it would be helpful to anyone else, then let me know and I would be happy to share. And also I thought that I would share my process of starting a food storage room, because we live in quite a small house and there is no closets, like literally no closets in our house, and there's not very much space. So I'm going to be doing it with a minimal amount of space. And I didn't know if that would be helpful if someone else is looking to start a food storage room but doesn't have space. Then I thought, seeing how we do it might be helpful and give you an idea. Anyway, that's it from us today. So I will speak to you again soon. Goodbye. Say goodbye. Are you eating my hair? Yuck, don't do that. That's yucky. Yuck, 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 yuck.